Hello, what's up, good people? Good to see you once again. All right, today I'm talking about business and partnership. Perhaps you're out there, you have a plan with somebody, either as a friend or a colleague, and you want to start a business together as a partnership. Now, these are the challenges, or these are the things that you'd like to, or you should know before you get yourself into it, before you execute that idea and have a partnership with this individual. Because I have seen a lot of people coming to me and telling me, hey, Joseph, actually about there is burning. And I'm telling you, I started a business partnership with this individual. This individual is in blah, 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 one, two, three. A lot of information comes to me and tell me, what exactly should I do? I want to withdraw from this business partnership because it is toxic, it's really draining me, and I do not know exactly what should be the best exit plan and how should I handle these people. Guess what? If you are facing such kind of a thing or you're planning to get yourself into partnership with somebody, now these are the things that you're supposed to know before you get into that business. All right, because I don't want you to miss any of my good videos before I continue. Actually, take that 1 second. It's free and fast, doesn't cost you anything. Only 1 second, and I bet you are too much rich to afford that 1 second. Just be down below there on your right, there is a button written subscribe. It is in black. Hit that magical button, and then on the left there is a like button. Hit those two magical buttons, and guess what happens? You get to be notified by the YouTube that Good Joseph has uploaded a good video. So you just relax and you get the information. All right, so take a seat, grab your popcorn, and let's get started because this is gonna be a hot one. All right, so say you would like to start a business and it's actually a partnership business, and you have this guy. Perhaps maybe let's say you do not have the skills, and maybe you're bringing this individual on board because they have to think they have the skills and they have money, or you bring in this individual because they do not have the money but they have the skills. Now you're having yourself some sort of a kind of partnership or something, or maybe you're having a partnership with somebody who is back at home and you're outside the car. Whichever the kind of a partnership that you want to get yourself into, now these are the things that awaits you. Now, when it comes to business partnership, it's an amazing thing. I always say birds of a feather flock together. So it's good to arm yourself or to surround yourself with the people who are on the same mission as you. But at the same time, what I've realized is that whenever you get yourself into a partnership with somebody who is literate but not civilized, these are the people you find like you're starting a business. Say you would like to start a hardware. Say you would like to start a certain company. Let's say a website design company or something. You realize these people, they have what we call internal competition. It's like this individual always work towards enriching themselves and they would like to get richer faster than you are. Say you like have some delegation between the two of you. Say you, the person who runs the operations of the business, you steer the business premise, you serve the customers, you serve the clients, you make sure that you maintain what we call the inventory records and what have you. Now this guy goes out there, get the best gigs in terms of getting the best product. You sell those. Let's say like, let's take a very simple example actually here. Tell you guy who's operating a very simple like a butchery business, the two of you, and one of you is very good at customer service and you actually serve the customers, you stay at the business premise, and the other guy goes to the ground looking for those animals so that at least you can get the carcasses to sell and something. So this individual goes out there and this kind of a person actually gets this certain animal in a certain amount of price or certain amount. Then this individual does not disclose exactly the person whether given a discount or this kind of a pie gives you what we call false pricing. So at the end of the day, you sitting out there, you believe that let's say this animal was bought at 20,000, for instance. Now, here you are, you believe that this animal actually bought at 20,000. Maybe let's say this guy bought this animal at 17,000. So there was 3,000 that could have been directed to your business for the purposes of expansion and growing yourself to the next level. But guess where that money goes? Goes to the pocket of that individual. This guy is broking you. He's actually functioning as a broker to the same business. You know what this guy wants? He doesn't even care, all right? He just wanted the business to crumble, or maybe he doesn't even have a knowledge that the business can crumble. And once the business crumbles, then it becomes irrelevant even to the place that usually goes to sell those animals. So this is what I would advise. I would suggest like one operates the business and the other one actually monitors exactly what goes on. Like, you see, when you have those delegated issues or responsibilities, one might take advantage. I always say it's good to switch roles each and every time. You switch roles. Like if after 1 week, you switch role. After another week, you switch role. So that at least you can be able to tell. Because let me tell you one secret. If you do something on the ground and then at the end of the time, somebody comes in and does the same thing, then you realize something or somebody is playing the other. Now that's the time that you bring things on the table. Because I tried one time to get myself into a business partnership with a certain individual, and he was doing exactly that, and I was realizing, and I was like, okay, where is the money going? Or perhaps you leave somebody at the business and then this individual actually thinks on how exactly they can be able to enrich, because I do not know who told some of the people like the Okay, fine. I know we all have money. I know we all want to get rich and I all want to get successful and such kind of a thing. But I do not understand exactly why would you like steal from yourself? Because this is a business partnership. Say you did put like 50-50 in terms of this business partnership. And what's quite challenging is where you put money that is not of equal value. Say you're putting a business that is worth $1 million, Bob. Somebody puts 600,000, another one puts a 400,000. So this is a 60-40 business partnership. And what I understand with business partnership is that individual who has 50 plus one of that given a business, he or she can rename that business, he or she can rebrand that business and that kind of a thing. And that's why I say getting yourself into a business partnership with somebody who is not civilized. There is a difference between being literate and civilized. You can have somebody who is illiterate but is ignorant. All right, but somebody who is civilized is not ignorant. Is a person who knows exactly the importance of applying what he understands in his life. So getting yourself in such kind of a partnership where you have an equal partners, unless you have an individual who is very wise, an individual who is determined to run this business, they know very well. Meaning that if you own 60-40%, that means that at the end of the day, say we get 100 bob or 100 shilling, then it means this guy goes with 60 shillings home and I go with 40 shillings home. They will try as much as they can to make sure they catch up with you by either stealing from you or doing some other thing just to make sure that they feel equal. Because this world that you're living in, it's a competition. Whoever lied to you is not a competition, then was just comforting you and trying to massage your ego something. The fact remains we're living in a competitive world. And it's a competition in whichever way you want it. Whichever that field you are on, there's somebody who is ahead of you. So these guys, they tend to kind of compete. This is what I would advise. If you're getting yourself into a business partnership, make sure that you apply what we call the due diligence. Basically means that get yourself into a partnership with somebody who you've already laid down the strategies on how to run that business. And I would advise it's always good to source another person out there and this person should function as an auditor, sort of an auditor general or something, somebody who comes in and audits the mathematics or audits the numbers and try to figure out where is the money, how is the money going, how is the business faring up and such kind of a thing. But this is the problem. You can have an auditor for your business, and at the same time, this person can be, sort of greased. The wheels can be greased by either of you so that at least they can manipulate the figures if either one of you is actually responsible for those figures so that the figures can be doctored just to, all those kind of a things. So that's why I say it's good to be very keen. This is what I would advise. The two of you is good to have what we call an auditor general, a common one, auditor who comes in, like let's say in a stipulated period of time, let's say like after a month or 2 months or 3 months or even 6 months, so that he can monitor he or she can monitor the running of the business. And at the same time, leave it open and free for each one of you to have their own personal auditors who can come on board to monitor exactly how the business is faring. Because you see, once you leave that one or that part open, you can actually be able to tell whatever was audited by the common auditor is actually resonates with what has been given by your personal auditor. But again, there must be guidelines and regulation actually regulating these auditors. Because let me tell you one thing. You can as well manipulate the auditor, or they can manipulate their auditor to make it look like as if something is not running okay in this business. So it's actually a sort of a complicated thing unless you have this individual who you understand very well, or is an individual who knows exactly what they want in a business, or is an individual who you know exactly their past history as far as the business are concerned. Is it an individual who has ever operated a business? Is it an individual who understands some things? What and how does they solve a problem whenever there is a crisis? And this is the question that I always love to ask whenever you are having yourself into a partnership in any kind of a business. Ask that person, what if you were to get ourselves into the biggest crisis? Let's say there is a theft in our business. Either I steal, probably just don't make them like they can still ask them like, what if I steal? I mean, what if I just like this kind of an individual, I would like to do this and this. How can we solve that? What are the laid strategies? What if it comes to a point whereby we cannot be able to partner or go along in this partnership? How can we withdraw this, or how can we exactly operate on this? Because it just happens. It's life, it's most predictable thing. All right, the unpredictability about life, it's very much predictable. So how exactly can we be able to solve this issue so that we don't get ourselves into problems? Because I have seen a lot of people actually ending that marriage, quote unquote marriage or partnership, in a very ugly way. So it is good to ask yourself now, this individual, how exactly can I be able to handle this person? How exactly can I be able to monitor this person? How exactly can I be able to understand this individual so that I do not get myself into problems or troubles when I'm running or operating this specific business. Now, if you ask yourself all those questions and you actually get the answers, then that is the only occasion or the time that you can get yourself into a partnership with these specific individuals, right? The other part of the parting shot that I would love to leave you with is that get somebody who actually brings value on board, not only the monetary value. Because you might think like you want to start like a business worth $1 million, Bob. You get yourself like 700,000, but you're missing you are short by 300,000. Now you take this individual, bring them on board just because they have the 3,000 or 300,000. That should not be the point. Get an individual who has the money, yes, but has a credibility. Get somebody who has something that they bring on board on top of that money that they have. Because at the end of the day, you not only need money from this individual, this is a partner in this business. You need somebody whom you can consult. It should be the very first person whom you go to consult whenever you realize there is a sort of a crisis going on in this business, before you actually go out there to source any information from another person. So get yourself somebody who has a character. Get somebody who has the what we call the ability to run a business. Get us somebody who has ever run a business, somebody who understands. And if they've never run a business, then they give you that freeway or leeway to actually go ahead and run a business. Have you ever gotten yourself into a partnership with somebody who does not understand anything, but they want to micromanage you? Not really micromanage you, but they just want to be, everything. They just want to be around everything, and they do not understand some things. Sometimes they are a little bit skeptical or paranoid. They feel like whatever you are doing, it's actually a challenge. This is why I'm saying so. I had a friend of mine who is actually Tom, is a person who has a master's in whatever the thing he has. And he got into a partnership with somebody who was like a Form 4 dropout. And this guy would always feel like this guy, because this guy is stormed and is literate, he might get steal from me. And the guy was paranoid throughout the time. So also the level of education and level of status should be considered most when you're getting yourself into partnership. Consider all those factors in so that you don't get yourself into a problem, because it's a real problem, and if you do not monitor it as early as you can, then you can get yourself into troubles. All right, so anyway, do not, again, this is the parting shot, do not get yourself into a business with somebody just on the basis of them providing money. Get somebody who can provide a good character, somebody who's good at communication skills, somebody who can run that business. What if you're not there? What if something happens, and God forbid, then this is a person who can pick. This is because this is something that gives you the source of income, all the other things that pays your bills, and you don't want to ruin that specific thing out there. All right, so if this is the first time you're watching my video, my name is Joseph. Talk about money, talk about investment, anything related to that. If that's a cup of your coffee, then consider this place a home by giving this a video thumbs up and also subscribing. And also, if you're out there, you would like to get any business plans, business ideas, business consultation, business advisories, and any kind of a that, then grab my number from my from the description of this video. Give me a call, or you can text me on WhatsApp so that you can get any copy of my business plan for only $280, or I can prepare you a customized business plan, or you can get booklets of business ideas or business plans for only $220. So for now, it's a goodbye, and make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and thank you for watching.